Here, welcome back. We will be going over lists in this HTML video. Okay, so this is how our list will look, and I'll be going over each of them. Our default view, which is basically a disk list type style, which is this circles. Oh, that's not a square. It should be a circle. There we go. Okay, so to make our list, okay, we'll be using a UL, which is an unordered list. Okay. Oh, give us some space here. We'll do a UL, open and closing tags. We'll open that up, and then we'll do a LI, which is a list item. And see how once we put the LI, it gives us our dot. And this will be the list item. Okay. And we can add as many as we want in there inside. And it'll keep populating the list. It's an unordered list. Okay, so it can show up any which way where it wants, but it will show up in order it's typed. So for our first list, okay, which will give you the black dots, pizza dough, tomato sauce, peppers, bacon. Okay. Now let's say we wanted to change, instead of using circles, we'll use the square list type, which is the same thing, except for to our unordered list, we'll use a type attribute of square here, and that'll change the list types to squares. Okay, and then the next one, we do the same thing. We'll use a type of circle to change the list types to circles. Okay. Now the next one we have is an ordered list, which will go in order 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay. They're in order. We'll be using an ordered list for that. Okay. So what we do is, instead of using a UL, we would use an OL, okay, which is an ordered list, and then we still use the list items between it, which would give us shower, eat, read and watch TV, and bed. Okay, the only difference is now our default is a numbers list, which will give us 1 through 4, since it's 4 list items. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, if you wanted to change the list types to letters, lowercase letters, we would use a type lowercase a, and that gives us lowercase letters. If we want uppercase letters, we would use a type of uppercase A, capital A. Okay, and so on and so on. If we wanted Roman numerals, the capital numerals, we would use a capital type of I. If you want lowercase numerals, we would use a lowercase I for a type attribute. Okay, so now a nested list is a list, okay, which is, this is the list, this whole thing's a list. This whole thing's a list, okay. That's one list. And then in each individual item is another list. So we got 1, 2, 3. We got 3 lists in one list. So how we do that is, we would space here. Alright, so we would do a UL for an unordered list. We'll open that up. We'll do our list item. Okay. We'll open that. We'll put our list item name. And then we would go into another list, which is the nested list. So we make a UL, which is another unordered list, and then make another LI, which is a list item, and this is the nested list. Okay, and as you can see here, this is the normal list item, this is the nested list item, and it would look just like this to be simplified. Okay, this is one list, then, which would be the list item, and then the second list is right here, the nested list, and so on, which will look like this. This is one list with 3 lists inside of it, so you have more options. Like pizza dough, they have an option of crunchy, thin, or buttered. Tomato sauce, they have an option of garlic, peppered, or onion. Peppers, red, yellow, orange, sweet, or hot. Bacon, and so on. Okay. Now a description list is, it'll make us a list, and we have a title and then a description. Title and description. Title, description. Okay, so what we would use is put in a new div. Okay, we would use a DL, and that was for description list. Okay, you open that up, then we'll use a DT tag, which is description title, which would be HTML, and then after the DT tag, we use a DD tag, which would be used description data, okay, which would be a description of the title. Okay, so this is what each one is inside the description list. You got the HTML and a description. You got CSS and a description. So it'd be just like that. See how there's 3 of them? And this is how it would be displayed. Obviously there's no styling, so it's pretty basic. That's lists for you. The basic setup of lists. We'll dive more into it later down the road. Thank you for taking a look. I hope you learned something new. Have a great day.